God knows the ability and the potential that He has placed and put within us. And this room, my friend, not to sound motivationally cliched in like another YouTube video, the reality and truth is that every person inside this room, as well as over 8 billion people on the planet, even though you might not be able to see it for yourself, you are full with a tremendous amount of potential on the inside. And remember, what is potential? Potential is ultimately unused success. So for example, if you were a rugby captain in grade 8, that's great, and we clap hands for you, that's awesome. However, that is no longer your potential. Why? Because you've done that. So a lot of times we end up living in our past, and then we neglect our present, and then we have a very bleak future moving forward. The mere fact that you are able to breathe right now is evidence that bro, there's still something inside of you that you need to release onto this earth. There's an assignment. You've been called for something so specific that the Father, before He sent you onto the earth, He knew that there's going to be a certain problem that is going to evolve. And He put a certain type of personality, a certain type of something on the inside of you in order for you to be released onto the earth, in order to fulfill a particular race, a particular assignment, a particular purpose. And by the way, every one of us possess that. Now, in life, you are going to go through certain challenges and certain issues and certain trials and certain tribulations so that you can discover, number one, that this whole thing of life isn't reliant upon you in actual fact, but it's reliant upon you having a relationship with Him, having that access, that open access with Him. However, many people don't talk to God because they honestly think that God doesn't want to speak to them in any way. Why? Because miskien jy vloek te veel, of jy doen te veel dit, or you poop too much, or you burp too much, so why would God listen to somebody like you? This is why it is so important, my friend, for you to understand what grace actually is. Grace is unearned, it is undeserved, it is unmerited favor that God shows towards every single one of us, which is based not on anything that you have done, but solely based on the finished works of the cross, of what Jesus Christ has done thousands of years ago for every single one of us. And my friend, this has been absolutely liberating for me personally, because some of you know, 10 years ago, I was sitting in a very dark place in the back of a police van in an absolute mess, depressed, oppressed, suppressed, compressed, all these different types of presses, just in a really dark place. And yet Jesus Christ did not do this to me. But yet, in actual fact, He opened up His hands. The world was doing this to me. Yes, a mugu, yes, a drunkard, you homeless, all these things. Bam, 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 bam. Yet Jesus never did that to me once. In fact, He was standing with open arms when the world was busy throwing their stones and all of these things. He didn't do that. And yet He is God. Right? Isn't it strange that sometimes we try and play God also in the lives of others? And we become these judges, not because we eat off of the tree of life, but because we eat off of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And I mean, let's be honest, my friend, the world at the present moment is absolutely lost. The world is calling what is good, they call evil. What is evil, they call good. What is strength, they call weakness. What is weakness, they call strength. So if you are going to run to the world for answers, I guarantee you'll end up lost, confused, in denial, and in a low self-esteem. Hence, Jesus is the way to the truth, which ultimately leads to life moving